Sipping this lean, I'm living carefree. Da da da. LSD for me and you. Keep up, please. You can't judge nobody, so don't judge me. I just like smoking that weed. I just like smoking that weed. Smoking, drinking, booling, linking, facing these J's. I can't complain. My life is insane. I just wanna party and have some fun. I just wanna party and do some drugs, yeah.
Hey guys, it's Yellowkushh back on the beat. Period. So my hair's blue, just the front two pieces. You'll be able to tell once it's dry, but today I'm going to be doing a story time while getting ready. I have all my stuff right here in front of me. So if I'm looking like this way a lot, it's because the mirror's over here. But I'm going to be telling the story time that y'all have been non-stop hassling me for. Like, I got y'all. Don't worry. So we're just gonna hop right into the story. I have a lot of things to talk about, but I'm just gonna save that for another video, and I'm just gonna tell this cute little story, okay? Okay. So this all started back in 8th grade. I just looked back and it was in April. So what had happened was I had been sneaking out prior to this occurrence. Like, I had met this 18-year-old through one of my friend's sisters. Like, he was over at my friend's sister's house while he was there. That's when I met him, and then like I just instantly liked him and he liked me. And I was 13 at the time and he was 18, but we didn't do anything, so don't worry, no cases were caught.
All right. Wait, did you? I said second order. Did you get that?
I would always sneak out to hang out with him. We're gonna name him Jay. So I was over here always sneaking out. Like, I'm talking like it was bad. Like, I was always doing it because I was like, well, I'm not gonna get caught. And like, everyone at my school was sneaking out. This was in middle school, so everyone at my school was sneaking out, and I was like, well, shit, like, let me just hop on the bandwagon. I had no business doing any of this, but I did it. So all the other sneak out times were fine, but it was just this one. Okay, so Jay, the guy that I was talking to back in 8th grade, even though he was already graduated, but he wasn't coming this time to sneak out. It was just his friends who were 16, 17, and 18. There were 3 of his friends. His friends wanted to hang out, so I was like, okay, let me hit up some girls that I know sneak out, so that I don't have to go alone, because if I would have had to go alone, like, it wouldn't have happened, period. I hit them up and I was like, well, I'm not getting picked up first because I don't know these guys. Like, I know Jay, but I don't know these guys that well. So, but I still wanted to sneak out. Like, I was like, a good time. Like, like, I should have just sat my little butt back home. And don't come for these eyebrows, because they'll be able to slay your life in just a second. I said, thank you, I designed it. I was like, I'm not getting picked up first. So one of the girls volunteered, and we're gonna name one of the girls, the girl that got picked up very first, we're gonna name her Tiana, and we're gonna name the second girl who gets picked up Ashley. So the first girl that volunteered to get picked up first, Tiana, she got picked up. Then they went and picked up Ashley, and then they came and got me, just because they lived a lot closer than I did to either of them. So it just made more sense to go get both of them before coming to get me, so that you can save yourself some gas, you dig? So they get here, and I had this whole plan when I snuck out. Like, I was like very slick. Like, I'm not even finna lie. What I would do, so we live next to like a cul-de-sac. There's a cul-de-sac down that way, like literally so close. So I had cracked my garage, like just moved it up a little bit, so it was like this far from the ground. And we didn't have alarms back then, so it was a lot easier to sneak out than it ever would be today. But so I was waiting in the guest bedroom, which was right next to the garage, and then when my mom fell asleep and they said that they were there, like, I booted. Like, I opened that door, slid under the garage, and ran down to the cul-de-sac. Like, and was my escape plan every single time I snuck out. And I was like so nervous, even though I knew my friends were in the car. I was like, I just like had this gut feeling something bad was gonna happen, but like I was like, whatever. I hop in, and like they were being hella awkward. Not my friends, but the guys. They were just listening to music, like blasting it loud as crap at like 2 in the morning. It was 2 in the morning and they were blasting it going down. Like, no, they were acting a fool. So after they picked me up, we were driving for about 30 minutes to get back to one of the kids' house. There were only 2 that picked us up. They picked us up in this raunchy ass hillbilly pickup truck, and we're gonna name the guy that was driving, who was 16 at the time, Clark. And he was white. And then the guy in the passenger seat, we're gonna name him Casey, and he was black. And then there was a mixed guy, but he had his own car, so he was just gonna meet us there. So we drove back to Casey's house, and like as soon as we got there, they start opening up like I think it was Fireball. They opened it, but like, and they were just handing it to us to drink. So my friends were like chugging that, and I was like, I'm not dumb, because I feel like something was gonna happen. Like I'm smarter than that. So like I acted like I did, so I went like this and let it sit on my lips for a second, and I was like, I need a chaser. But I really didn't. And I was like, whoa, bro. Like, literally, I was acting so drunk when I wasn't drunk, even in the slightest, bro. So then I started noticing things, like, as, like, the other 2, they really were drunk. They were, like, so drunk. So I started noticing things, because all of them were getting drunk, but not me, because I did not like alcohol at all. And so I started noticing, oh, I'm not even doing my makeup, how, like, all the guys started taking one girl. So, the mixed guy, we're gonna name him Damien. So Damien, he took Tiana, and they went to go get some, you know. So then it was just me, Ashley, what did I name him? Clark, and Casey. And Ashley was so fudged up, bro. Like, she was so gone. So I really think like they put something in those drinks, because like how much Fireball they drink, they would not be acting like that. And like that's genuinely and honestly what I believe. Like, ugh, and we're so stupid. Like, we shouldn't have freaking gone. But anyways, this story gets freaking wild. So we're sitting there, then Ashley and Clark go back to this like room, and I have a video of that. I'm gonna have to put emojis over their faces so I don't get in any trouble doing this, but like this is the only proof I have from this night, so like I'm just gonna go ahead and insert this.
Open the fucking door.
So like he's taking her back, and I don't know why I recorded that, but you hear the guy's voice. Like, so where I was laying on this couch, and what did I name him? I was laying with Casey on this couch, and I didn't like him. I even told him, I was like, you know, I'm going to be a virgin till marriage, right? And he just started laughing. I was like, I'm not playing, but okay. And I have more videos from that night. I just don't know where the heck they are. Then Damien and Tiana get back with the, you know, right when we're about to roll up, I get a text from Ashley's parents. And it was an experience. Like, all I can say, y'all, like, I imagine, like, you knowing you're not supposed to be doing something, and, like, you waking up in the morning of not doing something you were supposed to do, to, like, 10 missed calls from your mom, like, a whole bunch of texts. Like, that's how I felt in that moment when I received this text. The text said, and I will never forget, I know Ashley's with you. Bring her home now. The cops are on the way. And I was like, oh, I was like, oh, because I was still sober. So I was like, oh, heck no. So I get the freak up. I was like, you here. Like, I went back to that room. I was like, Ashley, we gotta go. Your parents just texted me, like, I don't know what to do. And neither of the girls cared, because they were both so messed up. They were just, like, laughing. And I was sitting here having to talk to Ashley's dad on the phone. And he was sitting here, like, screaming at me. He was like, why would you do this? Why would you do this? Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I'm so sorry. Like, I knew we shouldn't have been doing any of this. Like, please don't tell my mom, etc., etc., etc. And so what I had done is I got Clark and I got Clark and Casey to take Ashley home because, like I said, Damien, the mixed boy, he had a whole nother car. So me and, what did I name her? So me and Tiana went with Damien, and Ashley went with Clark and Casey. Like, I was honestly just trying to save myself from getting in trouble by going with them so that they couldn't know who I was. But like, I'm so dumb because I told her dad my name. Like, I mean, he would have known it anyways because he was calling me off her phone, which my name was saved in there. But anyways, so here's what happened for the rest of the night in my story, and then I'm going to tell you what happened in Ashley's story because I didn't know this until up and recently. Me, after I got off the phone, when I was on the phone with her dad, like, she had already left with those two guys to go back to her house. And Tiana and Damien, like, Damien was standing outside and Tiana was sitting in the front seat of Damien's car with her window rolled down. And like, I was talking to her dad, and like, Damien was just listening to me because he wasn't all like messed up like them because he was still driving. And like, so I'm still on the phone with him, and Damien's like, don't say that, because I was like telling them his name. Like, but like, when I got in trouble back then, I didn't know how to react under pressure. So I was like, I kind of have to. Like, so tell me why Tiana's over here. Like, she's literally like laughing. Like, she's just like talking so much while I'm on the phone with her dad. So I muted him. I'm like, I'm on the phone with Ashley's dad. Like, stop laughing. Like, this is not a joke. Like, we're all about to get in trouble. I get off the phone with him, and then we start driving. And Damien's like, you just want to stay out a little bit longer since like we're all good. Like, we didn't get in any trouble. And I was like, no, I just want to go home. So he took me home, and like, Tiana was still with him. I don't know if they did anything, but they took me home. And then after I got home, I just went to sleep. Like, my mom wasn't up or anything. I was like, wow, I'm really good. And then I woke up in the morning, and like, she still wasn't mad until a couple hours later. She screamed my name, and I knew exactly what had happened. I knew exactly what the case was. And basically what had happened was her dad found my mom on Facebook and texted her telling her everything I did. I was like, can't ever just get away with something, huh? So that's basically what happened in my eyes. I was grounded for about like a week. And like, I don't get grounded, like, when I get grounded, I don't get grounded for a long, for a long time. So like, a week was a long time for me. And I know some people out there get grounded for like months at a time, but like, a week was a long time to like, from having your phone to like not, you know? So now I'm going to tell y'all what happened from Ashley's point of view. She went with Clark and Casey back to her house. But keep in mind, she was like fucked up. She was like fucked up, y'all. And like, so she was laying in the back seat. And like, she said she heard them talking about leaving her in a ditch because they didn't want to get in trouble. But luckily the cops pulled them over because or else she would have been put in a ditch because they were gonna they were talking about putting her in a ditch because they'd rather put a girl in a ditch than get in trouble. Like, that shit's sick as fuck. Like, that's so disgusting. And I didn't know any of this for the longest time, and now I do. I can't even look at these guys the same. So I find out in the morning that they went to jail, and they were in there all through the night, and in the morning they got out. I don't know what they were in there. Well, obviously, I don't know like exactly like what they were arrested for because I blocked them on everything. They were in jail for 1 day, and I blocked him on everything because I knew it was because of me, because I told them his name, what type of car he was driving. It was just not a good look. But me and her were still friends when we went back to school the next day. Like, it was just like, only me and Ashley got caught. Tiana never got caught. Up until this day, I still don't think her parents know about that, but an experience. But whew, I won't ever sneak out again. I don't need to sneak out. But I love you guys so much. If you enjoyed this video, let me know. I'll keep coming at y'all with the story times. And this was more like a chill, cute, relaxed video. Because well, shit. Because I felt like it, okay? Bye. Love you.